Hey everybody, it's Roland Millington with the Lowest Note, and I got a little package in the mail today. This little bad boy showed up in the mail. As you might recognize from the knobs and the gold plate, this is an Eden product, Eden amplification. It is the Microtour mini amplifier. Now, I won this in a Facebook contest where they basically just said, hey, where would you play a little one? And I said I would probably take it to a Spinal Tap gig so they wouldn't feel bad about how small the monoliths are. And I'm not kidding. This thing is itty bitty tiny. It is about the most adorable thing on the planet. So basically what it is, and you can kind of see it in the, if I do the shadows and lighting just correctly, you can see it's just a little 4-inch speaker. It's got a little port up top. These ports that are down at the bottom are not functional. It is plastic, which, you don't expect somebody's going to make this out of wood. These are like 59, 69 bucks. You have a little headphone out here, and it's a battery operated. These slots back here in the back house 8 AA batteries, not included. And what you're basically supposed to do with this little bad boy is take it with you whenever you are in need of some amplification and you don't have electricity. Now, it still has a little 15-volt adapter. It's the same one that I use for my Eden WTDI, so that's good. So I can actually showcase it here and not have to go find 8 AA batteries. But it has 1/4 inch in. My piezo pickups will actually work here, so if you've got an upright bass and you're wanting something to sound really, really bad, it's really made more for acoustic electric basses or slab players who are playing with multiple guitar players and are just having difficulty cutting through. Or obviously, if you're playing a slab, you're not going to have any volume whatsoever. But an acoustic bass guitar, it'll give you a little bit of extra cut. What it offers is a volume and a tone control, power on and off. The little 1.45 volt in the back, and the little headphone right there, which actually cuts the speaker and allows you to just practice silently. It is awfully interesting, to say the least. Now, I'm going to record this both live with the room mic, little MXL 990 going straight into my Focusrite iTrack Solo, so you're going to hear what it sounds like in the room. I'm not parking it right next to the speaker so you can hear it really great or anything. I want you to hear room acoustics compared to my vocal on this. And I'm also going to use the little headphone jack that comes out right there, and I'm going to run that into my Focusrite iTrack Solo so that it will actually have a you get an idea of what the actual preamp sounds like when you're utilizing it. You can actually utilize this as a little DI in a pinch if you can get a converter from the 1/8 stereo to an XLR or a balanced signal in. You could easily do that. Like I said, it is a Eden Microtour. It's 2-watt battery operated micro bass amplifier combo. It's made in China. It's 59, 69 bucks. I can't remember which. Probably should have looked that up, but oh well. Life goes on, right? This ain't pro. This is the interwebs. So, gonna record it so you guys can hear what it sounds like and kind of make your choice on whether or not your next campfire gig that you're getting overpowered by guitars, whether or not this will help you. That's up to you. I think it will. Here goes. So like I said, I'm just recording this particular one with the MXL 990 microphone. It's just a condenser mic, and I'm literally about a foot away from it, and it's set to where it'll pick up directly between us. Let me adjust that just a tiny bit. It should be 50% of me and 50% of the Eden mini Microtour thingy. And the volume on this I've got set at about halfway. The tone control, which appears to be more of a sweep than it is like on an electric bass where it's a cut. It appears to give you more of treble, obviously full to the right, more bass, full to the left. And it doesn't sound absolutely awful by any stretch of the imagination, but it's certainly not it's not going to shake the stage or anything like that, but it actually does sound pretty decent. Here goes. So, to me that didn't sound awful, considering it's, what it is. But at the same time, it does get a little farty the more bass tone that you feed it. So if you've got something that's a little more trebly in quality, I think you'd probably be okay with this. It definitely is going to cut through for you. But the more bass you feed this little bad boy, the more it's going to get farty on the low end and more it's going to distort. This is just not made to handle that kind of that type of frequency reproduction. Now let's hear it as it's going direct from the headphone jack into the Focusrite iTrack Solo. Alright, so I know exactly what you're saying right now. You're saying, hey Roland, I really want to replace my SVT or my Gallien-Kruger 800, or I want to replace my old SWR, my Fender Bassman or whatever, with this fantastic new piece of equipment. Yeah, right. In all seriousness, that's not what this is going to do. But this is what it was probably kind of built with this in mind. It's an acoustic electric bass guitar. It's an Ibanez. Give Ibanez some love. And I'm just running this literally as loud as I was before going into the Microtour. Volumes all the way up, bass and treble cut are at détente. All right, first things first, we're going to start off with the acoustic guitar just by itself. Again, it's equidistant from the Eden the Microtour, and this is the guitar just by itself. And now for the Microtour Enhanced, where you're going to see the kind of volume differences, but tonal differences too, obviously, because you can get a lot more bass out of this than you can out of that. But at the same time, this gives you a little more extension in terms of your mid-range and your high-end, which I think will help you cut through a series of acoustic guitars. At least it will help you stand there with them. Here it is with a little more low end. I'm going to dial that in just a little bit to give you guys an idea. I'm going to show you how this thing will fart. So I'm going to push the bass all the way up on this. And you can hear that that speaker is not really having it. Alright? So now bring it back to just a general bass and, at détente on the preamp on the Ibanez. And so as you can tell, you're not really going to get a lot of low end out of this. But really, what this thing would really excel at is if you're playing with a bunch of other acoustic guitar players, and maybe you've got an acoustic electric bass or an electric bass, either one, that doesn't really cut through as much. This would dramatically improve that situation. If you're campfire, hanging out, and the nice part is it's all battery operated. So literally, if you're going someplace, just throw it in a backpack, grab your bag, maybe throw it. Maybe if your pocket's big enough in your gig bag for your acoustic bass or your electric bass, man, just throw it in there and take it with you. You got 8 batteries. Get yourself some rechargeables. See if that'll sort you through the evening, and you're good to go. So all I can say is, oh, wait a minute. This isn't the amplifier. This is the cat. This is the amplifier. Pick one up, man. I totally dig it. I'm actually interested in taking this to session, to an Irish session, and seeing how it works. Throw some batteries in it and have at it. I think it's going to be a good time. Just want to say thank you, Eden, for sending this to me, for making it available as a product. Acoustic bass guitar guys, players out there that like hanging around the campfires and stuff like that, always looking for something that'll boost the sound of their bass. This'll do it. Is it your tone? Well, that's entirely up to you. But look, you're sitting around the campfire. You're not in Madison Square Garden. Deal with it a little bit. You'll be able to be heard. You'll be able to cut through a little bit more. And you won't have to fight so much with the guitar players. A little augmentation never hurts. So, till later, keep it low.